Yo. Alright, we're gonna be doing our 13.3 item update today. So yeah, I'm currently in Challenger on my main, and I'm 300 LP on my other account with the 70% win rate, so I'm trying to get that one up as well, the Chal. But yeah, I'm gonna be going over my builds that I've been running at the moment for patch 13.3, and I'll probably be running it for 13.4 as well, since there's not many changes for next patch. So yeah, and a lot of people have been asking me for it, so let's get right into it. First off, for the runes, I haven't actually changed anything from the beginning of the season. I'm still just running Transcendence Gathering with Conqueror. I still think this is a really solid page, since you know, you want haste on Kled, so having Transcendence is really nice, and then having the extra adaptive force on Gathering is also really nice to have. So yeah, that hasn't really changed much. You can still run Resolve if you want for like Demolish Second Wind, but I usually just prefer to go for the full damage route like this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much for the runes. But moving on to items, as you guys have probably been seeing in my videos, I have been running crit. And the reason why I've been running it is because ever since they changed the crit items to 40%, it just has a lot more value than it did in the past. It kind of reminds me of back in the old, like when the old items were still out with Essence Reaver and IE with that old build, where you don't have to go full crit in order to use the crit items while you're still getting a lot of value out of them. Especially with Navori and Mortal. Like, yes, these are your third and fourth items, so it is hard to get to them sometimes. And that's why some people probably don't like this build as much. But if you get to this 4-item spike, it is just absolutely absurd how much damage you have. For boots, you can just go defensive boots, but I've been liking Lucidity just because it gives you a lot more snowball potential early on to just take over. And it'll give you so much extra haste to like just, yeah, take over. Like, you always rush Ravenous no matter what with your builds, because this item is just too strong not to build. Even with all the nerfs I did in the past, this item is just so insane. And then you can go Eclipse or Prowlers, it's interchangeable, but I've honestly had more success with Eclipse in most games. The only time I really go Prowlers right now is into really squishy comps when I'm really far ahead, but yeah, Rav Eclipse first two items are just really strong for spiking damage. And then yeah, I usually go Mortal third, because you want pen. You can sometimes go for like an Essence Reaver if they're like really squishy. You want to be greedy, but most of the time it's just better to get the pen. And then yeah, you go Navori afterwards. It's Navori amplifies all your ability damage by a lot, and also you get 1 second reduce in all your non-ultimate abilities every time you auto attack as well. So it's basically like you're playing Earth at this point once you get these 4 items. And yeah, your damage output's just really disgusting, so I definitely recommend trying this out. And then for a 5th item, it's more like situational. You can do a lot of different things. Like, say they're just really beefy, you can just go like a Cleaver if you want even more burst. If they have a lot of AP, you can go Maw. A lot of AD damage, you can go GA or Randuins. If they have a lot of shielding, you can even go Serpents. If you want even more crit damage, I guess, you can go Essence Reaver as well. Or if they're like also really beefy and you want to be really greedy, you could go a Bork. I've kind of like gotten away from building Bork though. I rather would just build it like a crit item or a Cleaver. I still think the item's good because of how broken it is, but I don't know, I just prefer going other items at the moment. And then if you wanted a more beefier option, which I personally don't really go anymore, I usually just always go this like variation, but if you wanted a more beefy option, I still recommend going Rav Eclipse as your first 2 items just because they're really strong. And then you can just go for like a Cleaver instead of a Mortal, right, to get some extra health. And then you can just go into like more like defensive damage items like Maw and Randuins or Maw GA, stuff like that afterwards, and it also works pretty well. So but yeah, that's pretty much it though for the build at the moment. As I mentioned, this is the main build I'm running right now. I'll put the item set to this in the description if you guys want to try it out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and got something out of this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.